We hear this phrase all the time, our youth, right? But really, there's a truth, and that is that we're all connected to a young person in our community. They are going to inherit the world we create, right? And right now, a lot of them are hurting. They face a lot of issues growing today. They're dealing with mental health, sexual health, and now there's an app to kind of help and support you if you have a young person in your life, and we know you do. And it aims at being a safe space where young people can share and learn from one another. It's called Selfsea. And here to tell us more is my new best friend. This is Chris Wilson. He's Assistant VP of Digital Content at the Peer Health Exchange. Welcome to Bay Area Focus.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Super excited to be here.
It's so nice to talk to you. All right, so something I loved about what you have created is that you didn't just create it with a bunch of adults sitting in a room talking down to what kids need these days. You involved young people in the creation of this.
Yes, we did, which makes, in my opinion, makes Selfsea really original. So we worked with originally around 8 young people from around the country. We brought them into this space, so they essentially chose the name Selfsea. They chose the content and topic areas that we will talk about, where they're on Selfsea, and they also vet every resource. So it was a dual, I guess, adult young person partnership from start up until now, and that will definitely continue.
And you're taking an integrated approach. I'm reading this: identity, mental health, and sexual health. Why are those three being approached in sort of an integrated approach, my friend?
Yeah, well, one, that's what young people said that they wanted. Transparently, young people were a little peeved that they didn't really have a say in how much access they had to healthcare, mental health care, and just like sexual health in general. So I guess in normal conversations, what young people wanted, they wanted things like sexual health, mental health normalized. They wanted the taboo taken away, and they wanted content and a safe space that really that really met them at the intersection of their identity and their health. I mean, how many times can we go into a space and actually be like, hey, this is part of my identity. Do you have specialized services or specialized recommendations for me? And that's what Selfie aims to do with and for young people.
I have two young people in my life who are young teenagers who came out to me because they felt safe doing so. And when we went to their school for the first time, I was so moved to see signs on teachers' doors with rainbow flags saying, "You're safe here." I really believe it saves lives. And really, I think that's what you believe as well. This is not just an app. This is just not another support mechanism. This comes from the heart. We want to save our kids and set them up for success.
Yeah, definitely. I will say that I mean, cultural conversations today are really heavily negative about the swiftly reducing access to mental health care, information, sexual health, LGBTQIA, just identity. So young people wanted something that really met them where they were, but it also affirmed them for who they are. So like, just as you are young people, by the way, bravo on being an amazing parent. Um, like that's not the experience for everyone. So Self-C really stands to kind of bridge that gap. So there are like a couple different features. So there's one where we have near peers talking about their personal experiences with coming out, with mental health, with anxiety, with sexual health. And then there's that personalized recommendation piece. And then there's a third piece that makes it really unique, and that's the communities feature, where young people, for example, who are coming out, they could actually be connected with a health educator and other young people in that space and actually get their questions answered in real time. And yeah, it just kind of removes the barriers to accessing, identifying, helpful information.
So, a part of having a safe space, I think, as a parent, is honoring a child's need for privacy. What safeguards are built in? Because as a dad, that's so important when we're talking about such sensitive issues such as mental health and sexual health.
Yes, we take young people's privacy very seriously, and the only personal information that we collect is their email address. And honestly, that's really just to verify that they're a real person. And then we then store the email addresses separately from all the other information we have about them. So no one on our staff or anyone on the platform can actually connect the two. We also have our staff and our health educators looking at identifiable language in their username. So all usernames have to be approved. All comments in the community are actually vetted and approved by our health educators before they're visible to other users. And that's just really to make sure that the young person is safe as they're getting their questions answered, as they're engaging on the app.
Well, something else that we've covered here a lot at KPIX recently in our community journalism is the fact that there are disparities, whether we're talking about monkeypox and how they didn't roll out the instructions for people in Spanish who needed that help just as much as anybody else. And so What I love about this app is that you've created a space for all that catches all people on the margins, people who are in communities that are underserved. And it's about time, as the old song says, a long time coming. Thank you for being a part of Solutions in our beautiful community with our beautiful hearts. I'm so honored to meet you. Thanks, Chris, so much. We want to let our viewers know to find out more about this new digital community. It's easy. Just go to Selfsea, that's selfsea.org.